Hi guys, welcome to these new series of history of videos. In these history of videos we're going to be doing local history, but in these first four we're going to be doing our local history. So our first video will be Gleadless, our second video will be at Manor, and then our third video will be Norton, and then our last one will be at Healy. So what we're going to do is going to give you some local history on the area that we live in, and also we want to hear from you. So if you want to come and get in touch with us, comment below. We will even do history on your local area if that's what you'd like us to do. So let's get into it. Our first video is the history of Gleadless.
So Gleadless is a suburb and parish within the City of Sheffield. It lies 3 miles southeast of the city centre. It is bordered by the adjoining suburbs of Gleadless Valley, in whose ward the population falls. To the west, Frechville. To the east you have Intake, and to the north you have East Derbyshire district, which is outside the city boundary.
Gleadless was formerly a county hamlet, then village, before becoming part of the expanding City of Sheffield in 1921. The word Gleadless comes from the Old English language that means either forest clearings haunted by kite or bright clearing.
The first written mention of Gleadless dates from 1307, when it was referred to as Gleadless in the parish of Hainsworth, in a land transaction between Jachymus Liscrop and Henry de Wardthorpe. John Speed's map of 1610 calls the area Gleadless and shows it on the edge of a fenced enclosure called the Manor. The Manor, also known as Sheffield Park, was owned by the Duke of Norfolk and had abundant forests upon it.
By the end of the 17th century, much of the woodland in the park had been cut down, with the land being turned over to farming and small-scale coal mining. Because of the geology of the district, coal mining would become an important occupation for the area, with much of the coal near the surface in the shallow seams. A manorial licence shows how the coal was dug in the Gleadless area in the early 1579. 18th century agriculture in the area was based on the open field system, with the common rights on what it is today, Gleadless Common.
The 1851 census gave Gleadless village a population of only 740, however by 1881 the population dramatically increased to 2,306, with increased demand for coal drawing any miners to the area, especially after the sinking of Burley East Colliery in 1887. The coming of free education in the 1890s saw the opening of what is today Gleadless Primary School on 18th of April 1898.
As with many outlying villages in Sheffield, the coming of the Sheffield tramway in the early 20th century brought big changes to Gleadless. The southeastern arm of the network reached as far as Intake, just to the north of Gleadless, and had major impact on the end of village life. Employment demographics were changed radically in Gleadless when the last of the coal mined at Burley East Colliery in 1943, and many miners moved from the village to work at the Rother Vale collieries or found alternative employment.
In 1921, Gleadless became part of the City of Sheffield under the Sheffield Extension Order of that year. Changes were not immediately made, but became obvious to local population that something had to be done to try and preserve the rural landscape after the controversial demolition of Park House Farm and the building of nearby Arbourthorne Estate in the 1930s. The Council for the Protection of Rural England became involved in the fight to stop house building on the agriculture land around Gleadless and Norton villages.
This had little effect as Gleadless became fully integrated into the city and became surrounded by housing estates. Burley Farm's land became the Fretchville Estate, Charnock Hall Farm became Charnock Estate, and St Peter's Church and Base Green Estate was built on the site of Base Green Farm.
Commonside Farmhouse is a Grade 2 listed building just off Gleadless Common. The building dates from around 1800 and was originally part of a cottage before being converted into a farmhouse. In recent years, the building has undergone a complete renovation, including new roof, new windows and doors, and has been integrated into a small housing unit development known as Commonside Croft, which is actually behind me here. So as you can see, new windows, new doors, but it still looks like a farmhouse. Well, that's because it's obviously listed, so.
Christchurch on Hollins End Road is also Grade 2 listed. It dates from 1839 and includes a 3-stage tower. The interior features of a chancel, which is used as a meeting room. Christchurch has a daughter church in the area, St Peter's on White's Lane. It serves the Base Green district of the suburb. Other places of worship in the area of the Gleadless Methodist Church and Gleadless United Reformed Church.
The War Memorial and its enclosing walls on Hollins End Road is Grade 2 listed. It features a life-size sandstone figure of a soldier with a rifle. Rich is behind us here. Today, Gleadless is a suburban community with a population of over 4,000. It is an area of above average living standards and low unemployment according to the NHS statistics. The suburb has excellent transport links, being on Sheffield Supertram, Blue and Purple routes. There are 3 tram stops serving a Gleadless area: Hollins End, Gleadless, Town End, White Lane. The tram tracks divide at the Gleadless Town End stop, with main Blue route continuing to Halfway, whilst the shorter route is the Purple route up to Herdings Park Terminus. Can I just add something? Transport up here is terrible.
I was going to say it's not that great. You can wait quite a while for a bus.
The suburb has 4 GP practices within half a mile of its centre, these being the White Lane Medical Centre, Stonecroft Medical Centre, Charnock Health Centre and the Jaunty Springs Health Centre. There are 3 primary schools in the immediate area, such as Gleadless Primary School, Charnock Hall Primary School and Valley Park Community School, and for the older children there is Sheffield Springs Academy. Recreation areas in the suburb include Hollins End Park, which is to accommodate the Hollins End Bowling Club, founded in 1932, with the 2 greens. The park was awarded £39,000 in 2012 for the conversion of 2 old tennis courts into a new multi-sport area. Jaunty Park is a small recreation area, while Gleadless Common has been enlarged in recent years when Myrtle Springs School was closed and some of its grounds were integrated into the common.
4 pubs in the area are the Centre Spot on Jaunty Lane, the Holland Bush and the New Inn, both on Hollins End Road, and the Red Lion at Gleadless Town End. The Red Lion has the Shirebrook stream rising as a spring in its cellar.